Hey everyone, Mel Cowan coming at you with week two of your nutrition transition. Now last week what we talked about was getting rid of the junk food and increasing the amount of water that you were taking in. Those rules will still apply for this week. In fact, every week what I've gone over in the previous weeks will be cumulative for that week as well. Now for this week, what we're going to concentrate on are really two key areas. The first one is to make sure that you're eating small, frequent meals throughout the day. Usually 4 to 6 very small meals throughout the day will do it for you. So why is it important to have small, frequent meals throughout the day? Well, the biggest reason is because it keeps your energy level and your blood sugar levels at a nice, consistent level. And that way you won't feel like you're crashing and burning every few hours. The second thing is, just like last week, you are still going to have 2 cheat meals this week. So use them whenever you feel like you need them. And key point number 2 is that carbs are not your enemy. I mean, our body really needs carbs. Our brain, our kidneys, our liver, our central nervous system all need carbohydrates in order to properly function. We need carbs to keep our energy level going. It's our primary fuel source. And our bodies also need it for good intestinal health. And I'll just leave it at that. Now the trick here is to look for those good carbs instead of bad carbs. Well, let's start with bad carbs. Bad carbs are those processed or refined, or you might see it called enriched items. The two biggest issues in our diet are sugar and white flour. So things that are made with those, you want to try to avoid as much as possible. So what are good carbs? Good carbs are the things that have not been over-processed. They still have their nutritional value intact because of that. So you're looking for things like whole grain breads, whole grain pastas, legumes, and veggies. Those are all really great sources of carbohydrates. Now, a good rule of thumb is to try to keep your diet at 40% carbs, 30% protein, and 30% fat. You can play around with those numbers depending on what works well for your body. But if you're going to make any changes at all to those percentages, you need to give your body time to adjust to them. What worked well for me was about a week and a half to 2 weeks to figure out if I was maintaining my goal weight or if it was negatively impacting, either because I was losing more weight and I didn't want to, or because I was gaining weight and I didn't want to. That's it for week 2. So just to recap, we're cutting out the junk food if you haven't done that already. You're making sure that you're drinking plenty of water. Remember my 8x8 rule. You're going for small, frequent meals throughout the day. You're looking for good carbs instead of bad carbs. And you still get 2 cheat meals this week. Now, again, if you are having any issues whatsoever with any of this, by all means, send me an email. Let me know what I can do to help you through this. That's what I'm here for. Until next week, have a great one.